With a €1.6 billion payment due to be paid to the IMF on June the 30th, it has started to look almost inevitable that Greece will default on its debt. After a week of meetings between Eurozone ministers failed to agree on a new debt deal, talks appear to be in deadlock, with the deadline remaining in place. The Greek government had earlier rejected creditors' offer of a 5-month extension to Greece's bailout program in exchange for reforms.
It was not the institutions that walked away from the last talks last night. It was the representatives of the Greek government that walked away from those talks. It was not us that said the talks have come to an end in a negative way. It was the Greek government who have said what is on the table now deserves a no.
Instead, the Greek parliament has backed plans for a referendum on international creditors' terms for a new bailout. In the early hours of Saturday, the Greek Prime Minister called a referendum on a debt deal for July the 5th.
We need to respond to authoritarianism and harsh austerity with democracy, cool head, and decisiveness. Greece, the country which gave birth to democracy, must send a strong democratic reply to the European Union and international community.
After its surprise decision to call a referendum, Athens asked for an extension of Greece's bailout program beyond Tuesday, the day it must pay €1.6 billion to the International Monetary Fund or default. But the other 80 members of the Eurozone unanimously rejected the request. Meanwhile, Eurogroup President Dijsselbloem says the window is still open for further negotiations.
The Eurogroup, and that consists of 19 members, I'd like to stress, the Eurogroup will monitor very closely the economic and financial situation in Greece, stands ready to reconvene, to take appropriate actions where and when needed in the interests of both Greece and the Eurozone as a whole.